Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, All That Jazz. Okay, so Stranger Things 5 Volume 2 trailer is finally here, and there is a lot packed into these 2 minutes. I'm going to walk through some of the things that stood out to me the most and point out some things I think that we should most definitely pay attention to. Okay, so the trailer opens and it takes us right back to the last thing we saw in part 1, that shot of Will right after his powers were revealed. We hear him say, "We failed, we never stood a chance," and Joyce immediately responds with, "This is not over, not by a long shot." Now, when they are having this conversation, it's the daytime, and Will looks like he's still in the same clothes that he was in when the powers were revealed. So this lets us know this is the morning after, but from the looks of Will, he looks defeated, he looks terrible. It makes me wonder, did anything else happen after his powers were revealed? Because yes, we do know he wasn't able to rescue Holly, and they weren't able to get the rest of the kids, and the other kids that they were saving were also kidnapped. But I also wonder, does anything else happen after that point that leaves Will feeling even more defeated? Now, really fast before I continue, can we give a quick hand clap to the Duffers? Because I don't know if I'm the only one, but I absolutely love it when a show comes back and it picks up right where it left off. So there is no guessing of in between of the reactions of what happened afterwards. I'm really excited to see how both Joyce and Mike and the group react when they find out, like, yeah, that was Will who saved y'all asses. So I'm excited to see the aftermath of what happens after Will's powers are revealed in episode 5. Okay, so moving along, we also hear Upside Down by Diana Ross, but it's not the original version that we know. It's mixed and layered with something darker, and I don't think that's accidental. To me, that suggests that we're going to be spending a lot more time digging into the Upside Down itself in Volume 2, and not just opening portals to it or the quick glimpses we see of the Demogorgons moving in and out of the portals, but actually moving through it and understanding what exactly is going on with the Upside Down. Now, yesterday I actually posted my own video explaining what I think is going on in the Upside Down and why it's stuck looking like Hawkins. So if you haven't seen that video, please go back and watch it. Next up, we then get a very quick but important glimpse of Holly and Max walking through what looks like a circular doorway. Now, I don't know if anyone else paid attention, but if you look at the outer side of where Max and Holly are walking in from, you can see it looks like the merry-go-round area from the playground. So I don't know if anybody else caught that, but I think that's important as well. That immediately made me think this isn't a normal door. It's a way in between spaces. Now, Mike did foreshadow with Holly the Heroic and her having the ability to open dimension doors. I wonder, is that what we are seeing here? Holly opening dimension doors for them to be able to get in between places. Next, we see Steve, Dustin, Jonathan, and Nancy standing in front of the Hawkins Lab inside the Upside Down, which we've seen before previously in another trailer, and this is where we hear Dustin say, "This whole time, everything we assumed about the Upside Down is wrong." Now, I don't know about you guys, but that line feels huge, and I feel like they are going to reveal exactly everything that we haven't quite been able to figure out about the Upside Down. And based on the order of the trailer, I think this conversation happens right after they see exactly what's inside the lab. Then we cut back to Max and Holly walking toward a door in the middle of an empty field. There's nothing behind the door that we can see, just this door. When they walk through it, again, we can't see exactly what they're stepping into. And my guess is, again, this could be Holly's version of a dimension door. Now, we do get an awful lot of Max and Holly in this trailer, and I'm not going to talk about every last one of them, but I can say what I paid attention to was the background anytime we did see them. So again, we saw in the beginning, one of those backgrounds was Holly and Max stepping from the playground, the merry-go-round, and then stepping into Holly's room. There is another scene where it looks like they're inside the Turnbow's house. That's what makes me think Holly and Max are on a journey going through all of Vecna's memories, and somehow that's going to lead them to freedom and to escaping from Henry's memories and getting back home. Then we jump to the moment we talked about earlier, Dustin and Steve looking up at this massive red energy formation orb thingy inside of the Hawkins Lab. Dustin just says, Mother of God. The key here is perspective. They're looking up at it and it's contained above them. This isn't acting like a normal portal. It's something suspended, active, and honestly very alarming and scary. And what's interesting is that it's being contained before it spreads, which raises a big question. Was the wall ever a portal, or was it holding something back? Now, again, in the previous video I released yesterday, I talked about the upside down, but I also talked about what I think this wall is. So if you haven't seen that video, please go back and watch it. I don't think this wall that's surrounding Hawkins Lab inside the upside down is a wormhole. I think this wall is a containment circle, and it was meant to keep whatever is going to come out of Hawkins Lab contained. Now, I do have a full theory on what this red orb-like thing inside of Hawkins Lab could be. I'll make another breakdown video of what I think that orb is. Now, we then hear 11 say, help me find him, to kill him. Now, I also think this is a continuation scene from what we last saw in episode 4. So this will be happening right after 11 and Hopper gets Callie down and unhooked from whatever the military hacks are hooked to. And then we also see 11's eyes are covered, which tells us she's actively using her powers to locate someone, and of course, more than likely she's trying to locate Vecna. This also suggests to me that Callie is going to play a bigger role in Volume 2 than we initially thought. Then we see Nancy and Jonathan viewing that same red orb thingy in the Hawkins Lab, but from a different angle. They're higher up, looking toward it from above, and we get a much closer look at it. The fact that the trailer shows this from multiple perspectives tells me that this isn't just a visual spectacle. This is something that the characters are actively trying to understand. It's something that none of them have ever come in contact with their years of dealing with all of this mess coming from the Hawkins Lab. We jump into another chaotic sequence with Murray driving his delivery truck straight through a military base. We quickly see Dr. K and other soldiers firing at the truck, and inside we catch a glimpse of Robin, Will, Dustin, and I think Lucas in the back. It looks like Murray gets hit while driving, and then we see Nancy come up out the top of the truck with the rifle and starts firing back. Also pay attention to Will. It looks like he has a hoodie on. This makes me jump to that scene we get from the initial trailer where we see Jonathan hugging Will and all of the party around them hugging. So this lets me know this scene or whatever's going on of them going to the military base is going to happen before this hospital scene. So this could be before we lose someone. I don't want to put that out there, but this may be something bad may happen during this mission. We then get a quick glimpse of a Demogorgon's foot or feet, then a quick cut to Vicky at the hospital. We can see Robin in the background talking to a military officer, which tells us the military is already there when the Demogorgons attack. Vicky's eyes go wide, so it's clear she's the first person to see them. My guess is Will warned them that Max wasn't safe, which is why they were already positioned at the hospital. I am also glad we are getting the confirmation of Vicky being integrated into the group a little more. I don't know if anybody paid attention, but in the previous trailer where we see Lucas is holding and shielding Max, and they're hiding in the hospital from the Demogorgons. You see a candy striped girl next to him. I don't think we ever paid attention to that because we were always so focused on Lucas and Max. However, this makes me jump back again to that clip of Jonathan and Will hugging and the party all around them. We see somebody in the background, and for months people have been theorizing, asking who that is. I always thought that that was Vicky, and I think this confirms that that is Vicky in the background. Now, I don't know if that's to say Robin doesn't make it, because we really don't see Robin next to her or anywhere else. Maybe Robin is attacked and ends up in the hospital. I don't know, but it's something to note that that is Vicky in the background, not Steve, not Robin. When they're all hugging and embracing, that's Vicky. Also, again, pay attention to everyone's clothing. Robin is in the same jacket and shirt from that night. If we go back to that hospital scene where we see Robin in the background talking to the military man, she's in the same clothing. So this makes me wonder, will Vecna send the Demogorgons to attack the hospital at the end of episode 5? And then that brings us into episode 6, Escape from the Camazotz. Next, we see this really unsettling sequence where we see Henry in his Hawkins Lab uniform shape-shifting into Henry Creel in the brown suit that we saw earlier in the season. And then we see his hands sliding down the banister as it physically transforms into Vecna. We then get a quick glimpse of him coming around the corner fully transformed as Vecna. This moment feels like when he realizes what Holly has been doing with Max, and I wonder, is this where he sends the Demogorgons to attack Max's physical body at the hospital? We hear Vecna say, "It is time for a new world." And as he does, we see that red orb energy rupture from the Hawkins Lab. This time it's past the wall, and the sky flashes with this blue lightning-like energy as it spreads across the upside down. This tells us whatever that was contained isn't anymore. A few scenes pass. We also see 11 is in the middle of absolute chaos. It's wind, it's debris, it's energy flying towards her in all directions as she fights back. Now, if you look closely, you can see 8 is with her. So she's holding her from behind. So she's with her. And we see, I think Hopper is next to her as well. Now, it looks like Hopper has someone in his hands that he's carrying. Who in the hell is he carrying? Can anybody else see that, or is that just me? Now, could this be when the actual merge is happening, or is something else happening inside the upside down? And then we see what looks like to me is Dimension X flipped upside down, and it looks like it's cracking and opening. I think this is the moment where the merge does happen, and this is the moment that we get before we see whomever falling from the sky in Dimension X. Now, if the upside down is the hallway, this space in between Dimension X and our world, this right here could be the moment that Vecna actually does win. And what we are seeing here is Dimension X, the upside down, and our world merging as one. And of course, the last person who we get to see in this trailer is Vecna. If you pay attention to his surroundings, he's in the same area where Will had a vision and saw the kids in part 1. He has the spires connected to his back. Now, I'm trying to look in the background to see if I see any of the kids connected to the spires, and it doesn't seem to be any kids surrounding the area that he's in. So I don't know if this is the moment where Vecna knows he's won. I can't say, because the look on his face doesn't necessarily look happy. But I most definitely don't see any kids in the background. Now, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, this could also be when Vecna wakes up, I guess you can say, from this hibernation period of him being in hiding and this is the moment where he opens his eyes, comes attached from the spires, and it's time to put this plan in motion with kidnapping the kids. Okay, so that's pretty much everything that stood out to me firsthand when I watched the trailer. It's so much going on, so much happening, but I think it's clear that we have to accept that we are going to lose a few people in this part 2, so we need to be prepared for the tears and for the shock value, but also I think we need to be prepared to learn everything that we thought we knew about the Upside Down or even Vecna isn't what we originally thought it was. So if you guys are liking my theory videos, please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. And again, until then, stay safe, stay out the upside down, and stay curious.